There are moments in life when we encounter individuals who seem to bring nothing but chaos, confusion, and destruction into our world. It is in these moments that we must pause and reflect, understanding that not all forces in life come from a place of light. There are signs, clear indicators that show when someone is not sent to uplift, but to derail. One of the first signs to watch for is the manipulation of truth. You'll notice they twist words, distort facts, and play on emotions to gain control. Their goal is to create confusion and doubt, because as long as you're uncertain, they can dominate. Another sign is their ability to sow division. These are the people who cause rifts in families, friendships, and communities. Their words and actions are designed to put people against each other, to destroy unity and replace it with discord. Unity is strength. And those who thrive on division seek to weaken the bonds that hold us together. Watch closely, for they rarely bring people together, they push them apart. There's also the presence of negativity in everything they do. No matter the situation, they will find a way to make it worse. Their perspective is clouded by pessimism and cynicism, and they can never see the good in anything. They thrive on bringing others down because their own existence depends on keeping others in a state of despair. Where hope and optimism should rise, they inject fear and doubt. Then we encounter the one who seeks to destroy potential. Instead of encouraging growth, they undermine dreams and aspirations. They scoff at ambitions, belittle your goals, and attempt to convince you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough to achieve greatness. They know that if you stop believing in your potential, you'll stop trying to move forward. And that, my friends, is the victory they crave. There's also a relentless desire for control. This individual will seek to dominate every situation, to have power over others, whether it's in their relationships, their workplace, or their community. They need to feel superior, to rule over others, and they will use any means necessary to maintain that power. They do not value equality or mutual respect. They only value their own position. Another telling sign is when they are constantly deceptive. These people will lie and deceive without hesitation. The truth means nothing to them. They will present one face to the world and another behind closed doors. Their deceit serves a singular purpose to manipulate and control those around them, leaving no room for honesty or integrity. You'll find the person who has no empathy, no ability to connect with others on a human level. They cannot understand pain, cannot feel compassion, and often show no regard for the suffering of others. They may even take pleasure in watching others struggle. This lack of compassion is not just indifference, it is a deliberate choice designed to reinforce their cold, calculated existence. These are not mere coincidences or misunderstandings. These are signs of a darker influence at work. It is crucial that we recognize them, not to dwell in fear, but to protect ourselves and our communities. When we know the signs, we can safeguard our peace, our unity, and our purpose. There are many things in life that we cannot see immediately, but the impact of those unseen forces can be felt in ways that shake us to the core. When we encounter someone whose influence does not build, but instead destroys, it's not merely a matter of chance or personality clash. There is a deeper force at play, a force that works relentlessly behind the scenes, wearing the mask of normalcy, yet whose effects are devastating. One of the most insidious ways it operates is through the subtle degradation of truth. Those who are sent to mislead will often disguise their lies with fragments of truth, blending them into narratives that feel credible. But once you peel back the layers, they reveal a carefully constructed deception. The twist of truth is not always immediate, but if you pay close attention, you'll start to notice the inconsistencies. At first, their words may seem aligned with your own beliefs and values, offering comfort in their familiarity. Yet over time, These half-truths erode your trust, causing you to question what you once knew. The consequences of these manipulations are profound because truth, once lost, can be hard to recover. And once someone has shifted your perception of reality, they have gained significant control over you. The mind, once confused and unsettled, becomes a breeding ground for doubt. This constant state of uncertainty is where manipulation thrives. This confusion, however, is only the beginning. When truth is manipulated, it becomes easy to sow division. Division is the weapon of the person who seeks destruction. If they can break apart the unity between friends, families, colleagues, and communities, they create an environment of constant tension and competition. Unity builds strength, cooperation, and progress. It binds people together for a common purpose, leading to shared victories. But division weakens us. It sets one person against another, turning allies into enemies and dismantling any sense of collective power. A divisive spirit thrives on the principle of isolation. It works quietly but relentlessly, whispering lies into the hearts of individuals, sowing seeds of distrust and suspicion. Did you hear what they said about you? I think they might be talking behind your back. These subtle insinuations poison relationships, often without the parties involved even realizing the depth of the damage being done. Friends are turned into foes, partners become rivals. Those who are meant to uplift each other are now caught in an endless cycle of suspicion and division. It is a dangerous trap, one that leaves behind not only broken relationships but also fractured communities, weakened by mistrust and the inability to come together for a common cause. And while division is certainly harmful, it is not the only strategy used by those sent to lead us astray. Alongside division, they introduce a force that, on the surface, seems innocuous, but is no less destructive: negativity. A negative spirit does not just focus on the bad, it amplifies it. Every situation, no matter how good, will be viewed through a lens of skepticism, and any positive outcome will be downplayed or dismissed. Optimism is foreign to them because they do not want others to believe in the possibility of a better future. They want you to believe that things will always remain the same, that progress is impossible, and that the world is, at its core, a dark and hopeless place. Negativity breeds complacency. It tells you that no matter how hard you try, you will never succeed. So why even bother? It tells you that no matter how much good you do, the world will never change. So why fight for it? It lures you into a sense of helplessness, where you feel like no matter how much energy you pour into a cause, the outcome will always be the same failure. But this is not the truth. Progress is made by those who dare to hope, who see potential in what others dismiss. Those sent to destroy the truth know that if they can strip away your belief in yourself and in the world around you, they can render you powerless. Hope is the enemy of negativity, and so they will do everything in their power to destroy it. As negativity spreads, so too does the destruction of potential. There is something particularly dangerous about people who do not want you to achieve, who actively discourage growth and development. They see your ambitions as a threat, and so they work to suppress them. They may not always do so outright, but through subtle comments and actions, they cast doubt on your abilities. They tell you that you're not capable, not smart enough, not strong enough to reach your dreams. They reduce your goals to mere fantasies, and in doing so, they steal your confidence and your will to pursue them. You see, these individuals are not necessarily driven by personal animosity. They are driven by something darker. They want to suppress potential because it threatens their control over you. They do not want you to rise because your rise would expose their weakness, their insecurity. They want to keep you in a state of dependence and self-doubt where you are too afraid to try, too uncertain to push forward, and too discouraged to reach your full potential. This is the realm where your dreams die, where your ambitions remain just that, dreams, never realized. To control is the ultimate aim of these individuals. It's not enough for them to simply have power over a situation or a person. They want to control everything, to dominate every aspect of your life. The way they talk, the way they behave, the way they interact with others, all serves one purpose: to assert dominance and ensure that their position is unchallenged. Control is not about leadership, it is about subjugation. It's about keeping others beneath them, ensuring that they remain the center of attention and the source of authority in every space they occupy. The thirst for control manifests in many ways. It can be through manipulation, coercion, and force. But it also takes the form of undermining others to make them feel powerless. In relationships, the controlling individual may isolate you from your friends, family, and support network, making you dependent solely on them. In the workplace, they may take credit for your ideas, belittle your contributions, and take every opportunity to remind you that they hold the power. In communities, they will seek to elevate themselves above others, ensuring that no one else has a voice or a stake in decision-making. They may offer false promises or praise, but their actions will always return to one theme: control. And once they have it, they will never let go. But what's most frightening is the deception they weave. In many cases, these individuals are not overt in their manipulation. They know how to blend into society to appear charming, trustworthy, and even caring. They wear the mask of kindness and decency, and only those closest to them begin to see the cracks in the facade. They lie, not just for the sake of lying, but because their lies serve a purpose: to manipulate, to control, to protect their own interests at the expense of others. The deceit can be so intricately woven that it becomes difficult to discern truth from falsehood. They may present you with stories that tug at your heartstrings, appealing to your emotions to gain your sympathy and trust. They may manipulate situations to make you believe that you owe them something, or that they are the only ones who truly understand you. They will use your vulnerabilities against you, making you feel indebted or obligated to them. And through these lies, they gain power over your decisions, your thoughts, and your actions. But perhaps the most telling characteristic of these individuals is their inability to feel empathy. They lack the ability to connect with others on a genuine human level. They do not feel compassion for those who suffer, and they do not care for the well-being of those around them. They see others as tools, as means to an end, not as individuals with their own emotions, struggles, and worth. When others experience pain, they feel nothing except perhaps a sense of triumph. This lack of empathy is not merely indifference, it is a deliberate choice. It is the absence of a moral compass, the inability to see the humanity in others. It allows them to hurt others without remorse, to manipulate and control without guilt. It is a cold, calculated nature that strips away the very essence of human connection. And in this coldness they thrive, for they know that as long as they can remain unfeeling and detached, they can continue to use others for their own gain. When you begin to recognize these traits, you must act. You cannot allow these influences to remain unchecked in your life. You must protect your mind, your heart, and your soul from those who seek to manipulate and destroy. Awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your peace and your power. And while these forces may seem powerful, remember that light can pierce even the darkest darkness. Once you begin to see the signs and understand the nature of these destructive forces, it becomes clear that the battle is not just external. It's a battle of the mind, a battle of the heart, and most importantly, a battle of the spirit. The influence of these individuals doesn't only affect your immediate circumstances, it can penetrate deep into your soul, shaping your worldview and altering your perception of self-worth and the world around you. The challenge is in recognizing the subtlety of this intrusion before it becomes entrenched in your life. The first step is realizing that these forces are not merely random events or isolated encounters. They are patterns, deliberate and methodical, designed to wear down your resolve. The manipulator does not seek quick victories, but slow, steady control. Like a slow poison, they know that it is the cumulative effect of small, seemingly insignificant actions that will eventually overwhelm you. A sharp remark here, a dismissive comment there, a lie that seems harmless in the moment but starts to erode your foundation. These small attacks accumulate, and without the awareness to recognize them, you may find yourself in a place of helplessness and confusion, struggling to see where you went wrong. What makes this so dangerous is that these individuals rarely show their true colors at first. They are skilled in the art of deception. They present themselves as trustworthy, even kind, offering you their friendship and support when you need it most. They know the power of appearing benevolent, for kindness can disarm even the most cautious of hearts. You begin to trust them, to confide in them, to rely on them. They become your confidants, your allies, your supporters. But what they are really doing is positioning themselves to gain access to your thoughts, your emotions, and your vulnerabilities. They do not want to build a relationship based on mutual respect or love. They want control. And they will use every tool at their disposal to secure it. The process is gradual but insidious. It begins with small suggestions that plant seeds of doubt. They may say something innocuous, something that seems harmless in the moment, but their words are carefully crafted to undermine your confidence. Are you sure you want to do that? Maybe you should think it over. I know someone who tried that, and it didn't work out so well for them. It starts as subtle advice, a concern expressed with the best of intentions. But the real message is clear. You're not capable of achieving this on your own. You need them and their guidance to succeed. As this process continues, the manipulator begins to take more control over your decisions. You start to rely on them more and more, seeking their approval and guidance at every turn. This dependency is exactly what they want. Once they have you hooked, they start to dictate the terms of the relationship. Your needs, your desires, and your aspirations are no longer your own. They are shaped and molded according to the desires of the manipulator. They control the narrative, and in doing so, they control you. But it doesn't stop there. The manipulator knows that control is not just about getting you to listen, it's about isolating you from other influences. If they can sever the connections you have with others who may offer support or a different perspective, they can ensure that their grip on you is secure. They certainly work to isolate you from your friends and family, questioning the motives of those around you, making you feel as though others are not as trustworthy or as invested in your well-being as they are. They convince you that no one else truly understands you, that only they have your best interests at heart. This isolation is critical to their plan. Once they have removed the other voices from your life, you become even more dependent on them. You begin to believe that they are the only ones who truly care about you, and in doing so, you relinquish your power to make decisions for yourself. The walls close in, and you are left with only their perspective, which becomes your reality. As the manipulator tightens their hold, they begin to push you further down a path of self-doubt and insecurity. Every failure, every setback is blamed on your inadequacies. You are made to feel as though you are the source of your own problems, and that any success you achieve is due to their intervention. Your sense of self-worth becomes so intertwined with their approval that you lose sight of who you truly are and what you are capable of achieving. You are no longer the person you once were, full of dreams and aspirations. Instead, you become a shadow of your former self, second-guessing your every decision and relying on the manipulator for validation. This gradual erosion of self-worth is one of the most dangerous consequences of falling under the influence of these individuals. They strip away your confidence piece by piece until you no longer recognize the person in the mirror. They plant seeds of doubt that grow into towering trees of insecurity, and the longer you remain in their grip, the harder it becomes to find your way out. The manipulator's goal is not just to control your actions, but to control your very perception of yourself. But even as they erode your self-esteem, they will also work to reinforce their own image. They will paint themselves as the savior, the one who is always there for you, the one who understands your struggles and knows how to guide you through them. They become the center of your universe, the person you turn to in times of need. And as they continue to reinforce this narrative, they make it harder for you to see them for who they truly are. The more they build up their image, the less likely you are to recognize the manipulation taking place right before your eyes. This process of manipulation is not just a matter of emotional control, it's an intellectual one as well. The manipulator seeks to distort your perception of reality by creating confusion and doubt in your mind. They play on your emotions, using your fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities to manipulate your thoughts and decisions. They may tell you one thing, only to later tell you the opposite, leaving you disoriented and unsure of what is true. They create a fog of confusion, making it difficult for you to think clearly and see the situation for what it truly is. In this environment of confusion, it becomes difficult to trust yourself. You question your judgment, your instincts, and your ability to make decisions. The manipulator knows this, and they use it to their advantage. They will tell you what to think, what to feel, and what to believe. And as your sense of self becomes further distorted, you begin to rely on them more and more. Your thoughts and actions no longer come from a place of clarity or conviction. They come from the fog created by the manipulator's lies and deceptions. It is important to understand that the manipulator's power lies in their ability to convince you that you are powerless. They want you to believe that you cannot function without them, that you are incapable of making decisions on your own. And as long as you remain in this mindset, they maintain control over you. But the moment you begin to see through their lies and recognize their tactics, you begin to take back your power. Recognizing the manipulation for what it is, whether it is the distortion of truth, the sowing of division, the spreading of negativity, or the undermining of your potential, is the first step toward reclaiming your strength. Once you see the manipulator for what they truly are, their power over you begins to fade. It may not be easy to break free from their influence, but with awareness, resolve, and support from those who truly care about you, you can find your way back to yourself. In the end, the battle is not just about defeating the manipulator, it's about reclaiming your own sense of self. It's about recognizing your worth, your potential, and your ability to shape your own future. The manipulator's goal is to keep you small, to make you believe that you are insignificant and powerless. But the truth is that you are capable of great things. You have within you the strength to break free from their grasp, to rebuild your life, and to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The influence of these destructive forces may seem overwhelming at times, but they are not invincible. When you stand in your truth, when you recognize the signs, and when you refuse to let fear or insecurity rule your life, you regain control. And in that moment of realization, you take the first step toward freedom. In the end, the true power lies within each of us, the power to recognize manipulation, to stand firm in our truth, and to reclaim our lives from those who seek to control, deceive, and destroy. These forces may try to wear us down, to erode our confidence and our sense of self, but they are no match for the strength of a determined spirit. The path to freedom begins with awareness and courage. Once we understand the signs, once we refuse to be bound by fear or doubt, We are empowered to rise above. Do not allow anyone to dictate your worth or your potential. Do not allow anyone to rob you of your dreams, your peace, or your purpose. You are not weak, you are stronger than you know. And when you choose to walk in your power, to reject the lies and to embrace the truth within you, you will find that no force, no matter how dark or deceptive, can hold you down. Your future is yours to shape. Your destiny is yours to claim. Stand firm, stand strong, and know that you are more than enough.